Hey guys, welcome. This is a general reading for the collective for the full moon in Capricorn. So all signs welcome here. Just so you know, I'm going to spend a little bit of time talking about the astrology of this lunation. Then I'll pull from the oracle and then we'll jump into tarot. So in case you're not interested in this part, it is time-stamped. You can just jump ahead. But the full moon in Capricorn will be exact at 7:38 a.m. Eastern time, so like 4:38 a.m. Pacific, and afternoon across the pond. So, check your local listings around the globe. What I love about the full moon in Capricorn is it's the halfway point of the calendar year. We begin and end every calendar year with the sun in Capricorn. So when we have the full moon in Capricorn, it's like we reach the midpoint. And so to me, it's like a check-in. Full moons are always about release. It's about gratitude and release, getting things out of the way that are impeding our forward motion with regard to what we're trying to manifest. So full moons are not manifestation oriented. That's the new moon's job. The full moon is like, okay, this is a check-in. Let's look ahead for the next 6 months. It's almost like we could be checking in on our New Year's resolutions or something that we really wanted to accomplish or see unfold in this calendar year. So this full moon gives us a chance to sort of course correct. So we have the sun in Cancer, and Cancer is about feelings. It's the natural ruler of the 4th house of the home, private life, everything that goes on behind closed doors. Capricorn is the natural ruler of the 10th house of our public life, career, ambitions, and goals. So that's the dynamic we're playing with energetically. And the sun for this full moon will be conjunct Mercury. So it's about like coming home to our true thoughts and how we process everything very privately. So I love that pairing because it gets us to go inward. The Mercury and Sun conjunction in the sign of Cancer is an opportunity to reflect sort of inwardly and privately and quietly. And Capricorn is all about responsibility and maturity, our own inner authority, and how we either get things done or how we set about accomplishing goals. So even though this is feeling very functional and very much about daily life, that's kind of where Capricorn falls in my chart, is the 6th house. So it's all about, the daily grind and self-care routines and how I show up for all of you, my sense of service and duty. So it's not as relationship oriented for me, but that is what I read about. So what I would say is look ahead down the road a bit and see if you need any course corrections on what you're trying to manifest within your relationship. What can you take responsibility for? What needs to be released so that you can rise up? That's my favorite term for the full moon. So you can rise up and meet your own inner expectations. I hate the word expectations, but we all have them. So it's okay if you have an expectation of yourself, because you can do something about that. You have the authority to do something about that. We can't have expectations of others, unfortunately, because they run by their own inner authority. So the good news about this full moon is that there are some supporting energies. We have Saturn is retrograde in the sign of Pisces, and Jupiter is presently in Taurus. And the two of those planets are making a lovely connection to this full moon. So what I want you to walk away with from that is that there's spiritual structure coming into place as well as expansion. So once the structures are set up, once we have the firm foundation, we can then expand. So that's supporting this lunation. We also have Pluto is sextiling Neptune. A sextile is very complementary energy. It's like a little leg up. And that's basically guiding us to trust the process of our own spiritual growth, change, and transformation. Because Pluto rules the 8th house of transformation, and Neptune is the great spirit. So I kind of love that balance. And when Neptune is retrograde, retrograde, which I've been speaking about in some of the readings lately, we get some clarity because Neptune in Pisces can be a little foggy, a little dreamy. And when he's retrograde, it's like, no, pay attention here. There's something you need to grok from this. So I love the Pluto sextile Neptune. Trust the process of your spiritual growth. I love that we have Saturn and Jupiter supporting this lunation to provide the structures and the expansion that we need to move beyond our own perceived limitations. Okay, so that's really it in a nutshell. That was off my little cheat sheet. Mars and Venus are also together right now. They're only like 3 degrees apart in the sign of Leo. And so there is a little divine masculine and feminine reprogramming that's happening at this time. And that's within us, our own inner divine masculine and feminine. And it's also between us as divine feminines with our masculines and vice versa. So there's a little reprogramming going on, but I didn't want to get too in the weeds about that. I'll talk about that later when she turns retrograde in July, like July 22nd. Okay, so that was it. Now I'm going to jump into some oracle. We're looking at Sacred Traveler, where we've been, where we are, where we're headed, just to activate the reading. Ooh, my goodness. Traveling lightly, simplify your life, taking shelter. The answers are within. Well, that's perfect for Sun in Cancer conjunct Mercury. Absolutely. In the flow, everything is smooth sailing. Okay, so I feel like some of us are really, this is perfect, really kind of unburdening ourselves with the traveling lightly, simplify your life. It's like, let's not make things so complicated. And I feel like we've been going through this process of pulling out the proverbial weeds that muck up the garden we're trying to grow. So that's how I see that card, where we've come from, where we are right now. Taking shelter feels like I'm looking at this hand holding that lantern, almost like the hermit. Right? We've been on this spiritual journey. We're learning things about ourselves. We're growing by leaps and bounds. And this says the answers are within. And I really feel Sun conjunct Mercury in Cancer is right where we are right now. Right? Because Cancer is very self-protected, taking shelter. Think of the crab with the outer shell protecting that soft underbelly from the harsh realities of the world beyond. So, and then where are we headed? We're in the flow and everything is smooth sailing. And that feels really lovely. So, yeah, it's a good phase we're in right now. It's a good phase. Second half of July, not going to lie, going to be pretty bumpy. I'll talk more about that later. We have some more challenging energies coming down the pike, but for now, we're just going to have to stay in the flow. This feels very Six of Swords to me, the smooth sailing. So let me go ahead and pull the spread, modified Celtic cross, and then we'll go jump in and clarify. Queen of Wands, love it. And what's crossing us here? Two of Pentacles, right? Where do things stand is what the challenge is. Queen of Wands is feeling your power. I love that she comes out. That's present energy for us. And the Two of Pentacles, and like now we're in that full moon in Capricorn, that midway point. We're reassessing. Where do things stand? I'm not sure. In unconscious awareness, the Queen of Swords, giving it some a sense of discernment. Like she's a truth seeker and a truth teller. But what I also love about the Queen of Swords in the unconscious awareness position is like, we're not being emotional about it. We're being very level-headed. We're taking a practical look at things, and we're like just seeking truth in the situation so that we know where we're headed. In the past, the devil, right? Maybe some fears, egoic resistance. If the devil is representing a dynamic in your relationship, could have been a lot of control issues, or could have been some energy of feelings of manipulation. Seven of Cups in your Conscious awareness. Okay, so this is the reassessment. You know, what do I choose? What are my options? Because now we're not so sure what we're dealing with, and we're assessing realities on the ground. The Seven of Cups is like, got a lot of options here. Now, I will say what I like about this is in our unconscious awareness, we're keeping the lid on things. In other words, we're not seeking answers through an emotional process. It's more of a logical, practical process. So it takes the edge off that Seven of Cups, which can be very emotionally overwhelming. So I'm not feeling the Seven of Cups as emotional as it usually is. I'm feeling that like I've got options here and I've got to sort through this. In the near future, Eight of Cups. This is do I stay or do I go? And am I moving toward my happiness? There's the sun in the distance. And I'm loving this card for the near future because it's about continuing, it's lightening the load. It's exactly where we just came from, traveling lightly. She continues on her path. She moves forward. She's in the flow. And she's understanding that she takes everything with her that she's accumulated to this point in terms of emotional growth. And what's valuable we take with us, and what's not we leave in the rearview mirror. Page of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, right? Because from strength and stability, we can open our hearts to what's available to us. For some of you, this is brand new love on the path. Once we clear out the way for others of you, it's the love of your lifetime coming in with a message from the heart, Page of Cups. And it feels like if you look at the Page of Cups and look at the Queen's face, and she looks so tranquil and calm and like at ease with herself and looking, she's not really, her eyes are closed, but it's like the Page of Cups kind of coming in with a message of love or apology, and she's like, we're good, it's all good. I used to hate that saying, and now I just really embody it. It's like, all right, so I was here 2 days in a row with no water. Okay, it's all good. And leading to the Ace of Cups in your outcome position. So that's really lovely. All right, so let's jump in and clarify, shall we? We've got a lay of the land here. Queen of Wands. And that Two of Pentacles. Ten of Swords. Devil. Four of Pentacles. Oh my goodness. Well, we now know where we're getting the devil energy from. I feel like there's something that for those of you who are familiar with the channel, especially if you're a subscriber, if you're not, it doesn't cost a thing, just click subscribe. My community tab on my channel, it should have come through your feed if you ever scroll through your YouTube feed. And I put out a survey because there's like some stuff I want to cook up for you. Okay, I want to create some content for you, and the one that's getting the most hits right now, because you have to vote, right? Click on it, is how to tell if you're dealing with a soulmate, a twin flame, or a karmic partner. So I feel the negative karma here, and I feel like this is that moment. Whoops. I knew I would drop that card. This is the moment with the Queen of Wands where you're really in your power and you're feeling your own sense of personal magic, and like I'm in my own authority. I am in control, and the Two of Pentacles, but I'm not sure what I'm dealing with here. So I'm going to assess realities on the ground. I'm going to take stock before I make any decisions. Two of Pentacles, like you're weighing those options. And I do feel there's been a painful ending with something that feels very negatively charged. Maybe it's brought up some deeply entrenched fears, but regardless, there's an energy here with the Four of Pentacles that feels a little self-protective. So that's what we're trying to sort through, is what am I dealing with, right? Like they say in The Wizard of Oz, are you a good witch or are you a bad witch? Well, I'm not a witch at all. It feels to me like there's a closing out of something that feels more karmically tinged in a not, I mean, karma's our friend if we're on our path and we're in alignment. But I'm feeling something's been out of alignment and we're at the halfway point and we're reassessing, right, Two of Pentacles, and we're closing out some negative karma here. And underneath, creating better boundaries and being a little bit more guarded with regard to our heart and who we give access to our heart, if that makes sense. Yeah. And Mrs. Magoo today. Everything's dropping around here. Okay, so now in unconscious awareness, the Queen of Swords, we're seeking out that truth. We're doing so in a non-emotional way. It's super practical. She even looks like, yes, contemplating. Right? Is some form of commitment coming toward me? Yes or no? Because I feel like there's something that needs to be closed out here, and it has been very painful. And I feel like there's been an absence of emotional availability. And so the Queen of Swords in your unconscious awareness, it's like, well, is there any chance for commitment in this connection? Any chance for emotional availability? Is there any source of emotional maturity? So it's all kind of coming through as a question. That's why I said she's a truth seeker and a truth teller, but this is the seeking part of the program. I do feel there are questions here. So let's see the Devil in the past. Eight of Swords, Death card, Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, hard to kind of resist the temptation here, but I feel like this negative karma has had you very stuck, and that's been part of your growth, change, and transformation process. Underneath is the Ace of Pentacles. So in unconscious awareness in the past, again, we're talking about commitments. We're talking about an offer, something that's legit and tangible. An up-leveling, some form of, I'm not calling it a new beginning for this part of the reading because we're looking at the past, but I feel like can we reset things and up-level as a form of growth and change, and can we transform this connection? Again, coming through as a question because I feel like very stuck, overthinking, second-guessing, and maybe part of what you were experiencing had you tapping into some limiting beliefs, keeping you stuck and challenging what you have needed to tap into for your own growth, for your own transformation. But the focus has been on the connection. And it's been hard to resist the temptation of it. That's part of the energy of the Devil. So I'm not seeing the Devil necessarily as a person. I'm seeing the Devil in both, present energy and past energy as, what am I really dealing with here? And why is this so difficult? And why does this, cause me to doubt myself, or cause me to, tap into some egoic fear and resistance? And why is it hard for me to rise above this? And what, do you see what I'm saying? It's coming through more as an energy of a dynamic between you and this person that you're here to watch about, with the question of, well, are they ever going to be an available partner for a commitment? Is that what's coming toward me? Question mark, question mark. So now we have the Seven of Cups, Tower, Chariot, the World. Oof. Three powerful major arcana. So I'm feeling that the World here underneath is your considering an option for closure, closing out a difficult cycle, moving on. It feels to me like some dust is settling, Tower energy is present. Not necessarily that all of you have something falling apart, but if you're going through any struggle right now, that tower energy is like the ground is shaken beneath your feet. You're aware that something has to change. And this is the perfect full moon to do it. So whatever is not sustainable has got to go so that you can move forward. The Chariot is always moving toward or away from something, but to serve your highest good in either event. And the world can be closure, closing out this difficult cycle and making peace with it so you can move on to a new cycle. That's what I'm seeing here. And I also have had some of this. This is newer energy, by the way. I'm tapping into new timelines. I'm tapping into new storylines. And, don't shoot the messenger. The cards are the cards. I read the cards. And I don't decide what the storyline is. It's the energy that's coming in. So as new people join the channel and as new people show up and are open with me energetically, that's how the storylines unfold. I don't choose it. You do. Okay. So for those of you who are like, wait a minute, this doesn't sound like my old reading. Of course not. It doesn't always resonate. So let's see the Eight of Cups. And by the way, I've been doing private readings lately. If you're curious, there's a link below that will take you to the booking page. And a lot of the private readings have been not, disclosing any personal storylines, but it's all been about, like, I'm right on the fence here. Is this something that's going to, turn into something, or is it something I should release? So I feel like that's sort of in the collective right now. So we have the Page of Cups, which we have over here, Four of Wands, Two of Pentacles again. Oh, okay. So the way that this is coming through is in the near future, if you receive some message of sincerity, for some of you, it would require an apology, not all of you, but I am seeing some difficult energies in the reading in general. So for some of you, it's going to require somebody saying, my bad. This is not how I wanted to make you feel. And the dynamic between us has been really off. And let me tell you what's been going on. And, sometimes somebody comes through with an explanation that you can just feel through your bones is sincere. That's how I'm seeing this Page of Cups. And if that were to happen, we move forward. That helps us make the decision. If that doesn't come to pass, some of us are just saying, well, I'm taking what I got out of this, and that's all, and it's time for me to move on. So I do see some of you open to receiving a message that's sincere, that helps you kind of come down off the fence here and determine what you're dealing with, since that's the challenge right now. Two of Pentacles, what am I dealing with? And, one way you'll know if the message comes through, it points you in one direction. If the message doesn't come through, or a message that comes through that doesn't feel sincere, you go another direction. So that's what the Two of Pentacles is about. Now, your message from Spirit is the Page of Cups. So let's see what Spirit says. Eight of Pentacles, Hermit, Seven of Swords. Okay. So I'm feeling that what you're working through here is Spirit sort of saying this. There's something here that feels like you're questioning the person's intentions. Questioning their intentions. And Spirit's message is when the Page of Cups is present and the emphasis is on let's work this out, let's work things through. I'm really going to dedicate myself to being more open with you, right? We've got this King of Cups being more emotionally expressive or communicative, letting you know how I feel. If that comes through, it's workable. But you're sort of dealing with some measure of a question of intentions. Not really feeling confident of this person's intentions toward you. So Spirit's saying, trust your inner guidance, trust your inner compass. The Hermit is the guide, can be the guide, but in this case, you're your own guide. Remember when I said with Capricorn, the full moon in Capricorn, one of the energy signatures of Capricorn is our own inner authority. So even though this is Virgo, it's fellow earth sign, the energy is be your own inner authority here, and take stock on how this all resonates for you. So I am feeling like Spirit's message, I keep sticking to these cards. Spirit's message is when this message comes through, if it's one where it seems like it's workable, you proceed in one direction. If you still have questions of this person's intentions, you move in another direction. Because in the hidden energies here, we have the Queen of Pentacles. Sun, Knight of Wands, Page of Wands. So your person here in the hidden energies, their thoughts about you in terms of being home base, you're a soft place to land, you're reliable, you're like rock solid, it makes them very happy. Queen of Pentacles is also a feminine archetype of a life partner. Got it? So I'm feeling like this person's thoughts about you bring them happiness and the impulse to return. And then we have the Page of Wands underneath, which feels very much like that cardinal startup energy. Strike the match, reignite the passion. So I feel like their happiness, when they think about you, the happiness that rises up within them may bring them back. If they've been away, may have them reach out with an upbeat message. For some of you, it may come through that way. For others of you, they may just show up uninvited, unannounced. Ding dong, I'm here. I want to be with you. You make me happy. I see a future with you. And it could kind of come out as a bit of a surprise. Looking forward to the outcome position, we have the Ace of Cups. Seven of Cups. So like I said, I'm feeling like whatever's coming toward you, it's coming, the offer is coming in slowly. So this is the love of a lifetime. It could be new love for some of you arriving, but I'm feeling like because I've got this Page of Cups twice and Spirit's drawing it to your attention, because we have the Devil twice and we have some negative karma surrounding what's this person's intentions, I'm trying to make my decision here. If I get one message, I go one way. If I get a different message, I go another way. I feel like the love that you deserve and desire is on its way to you very methodically and deliberately. Like anything coming toward you, you can take to the bank. It feels like it's solid, it's reliable and practical. This is someone who's going to be thinking long term, which is great. And you're going to have to trust your intuition. I don't think you're going to get all the answers up front. Seven of Cups comes out again. There may still be options and there may be some confusion. And now that I see the Knight of Pentacles on the Ace of Cups, it could come through as mixed messages. Wait a minute. The last time we spoke, this is where you stood, and now I'm confused. So there could be this confusion when this person arrives with some very solid intentions toward the future. And you're just going to have to trust your inner knowing, what your intuition tells you. This feels very important in the scheme of things, because right now everything feels like very conscious. It feels very like there's like this awareness that something's off. Something has been off. It causes you self-doubt, and then a little bit forward, Spirit saying, well, when the message comes in that you've been waiting for, will you question this person's honesty and their intentions toward you? And there's like this, well, I don't know. If they say this, I might stay. If they say that, I might go. And then they come in and they're sort of pretty solid. And it may throw you off and come through as a mixed message. So trust your intuition. that is what I have for you for now. So let me tell you the astrology. Before I do that, there's a link in the description box in the first sentence to take you to the extended, where I go all around the zodiac. So it's about an hour long, time stamped. Well, you'll get the times in the description box that you'll have to copy and paste so you can manually scroll. The platform I use doesn't allow the breaks like the hyperlinks, but still it's time stamped. I'll go all around the zodiac, Aries through Pisces, and we'll look at what's rising up for you in this connection and what needs to be released at this midway point of the year so that you stay on track for what you're trying to accomplish in your relationship in 2023. So that's what's in the extended. Here we go. Queen of Wands is Aries. The Devil is out twice. That's Capricorn. Queen of Swords is Libra. The Hierophant is Taurus. King of Cups, Scorpio. More Scorpio in the Death card. We've got the Tower is Mars, which rules Aries. The Chariot is Cancerian energy. So we've got the Sun right there. The World, when I say the Sun's in Cancer right now. The World is Saturn for Aquarius and Capricorn. The Page of Cups is out twice. That's Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. The Hermit is here. That's Virgo energy. Queen of Pentacles is more Capricorn. The Sun is the Sun, which rules Leo. We have our Knight of Wands is Sagittarius. The Page of Wands is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We have both Mars and Venus in Leo right now. Keep that in mind. We've got the Knight of Pentacles, more Virgo energy, and Pisces to close out with the High Priestess. So that's what I have for you, my lovelies. Everything's going to be smooth sailing. Stay in the flow. The link to the extended is below. I'll see you there in a second. Bye for now.